Battlefront 2 might be the greatest thing ever created. It's a game that I've been playing since I was a kid, and it still holds up. A game filled with so much love, and it's just packed with everything that makes Star Wars so fun and awesome into a single package. This game is just an old favorite of mine. I thought, what would be a better game to review on my channel's 2-year anniversary than reviewing the other Battlefront 2? So let's just dive into this absolute classic. In case you don't know, Battlefront 2 2005 is a multiplayer Star Wars game. Yeah, there's not much more to it. It seems like a pretty simplistic game, but from the first second you boot up this game, you see how much stuff is just packed into this game. You got a full single player campaign, you got multiplayer, you got split screen. Split screen comes with instant action. Instant action has like 4 different game modes, which you can play in every map. There's like 24 maps along with 8 different like space maps. It's absolutely nuts. This game is just packed with content, which is just so refreshing with now how current games just come out and they are just not finished and they have to get tons of DLC and updates just to become a finished game. But this game is just packed to the brim with different modes, different maps, tons of characters and heroes to play as, and it may seem that the game might be quantity over quality, but it isn't. Let's start with the most fundamental part of this game, the gameplay. The biggest mode you're going to be playing in this game is Conquest, which is the main game mode where you have 150 troops on each side, and the goal to win is you either have to kill all the other enemy troops or capture every command point. And this main game mode is spectacular. No Star Wars multiplayer game has even come close to being able to beat it. The gameplay of capturing points is so intense and amazing. You're always trying to get a push going with your soldiers. They always try to push further and capture one more point for your side as you want to get more points. That way you can spawn on them when you die. The game encourages teamwork and actually playing the objective, but at the same time it also rewards you for being a good player in combat. The more kills you get and the longer you survive, your character will get more traits, and as you play as a base character, the better you do, you'll be able to play as specialty characters. And Battlefront 2 has such a great selection of characters that you get to play as. All of the base soldiers in this game are slightly different and allows you to play the game to your play style. And you want to play better because you want to get an elite soldier as well, because these characters are so fun and so great. All of these elite soldiers that you get to play as are worth it. They are just so much better. You actually feel that you have an advantage, and best of all, they are just the most fun characters to play. Some have lightning guns, some can turn invisible, others have jetpacks and are just flying around shooting rockets. They are just so much stronger and you can actually go on a rampage. And sometimes you get the best characters in the entire game, the heroes or villains, and these guys in this game are so broken. You can go on an absolute tear on the Battlefront as a hero, just getting tons and tons of kills with no one being able to stop you. You really feel like a legendary Star Wars hero. But that does bring up an important part of the game. It's trying to be a fun arcade multiplayer game instead of a multiplayer game that relies on its complex gameplay. And this could be frustrating to some because the game is not really that balanced. Battles can get really lopsided when the heroes are out and they're just absolutely wrecking through people, or if a certain side gets too many reinforcements, because they'll just steamroll the other side. But the thing is, I don't really care that the game is balanced. I'm on a roll, baby. You can't stop me now. If you do not like fun arcade shooters, this game is not for you, because there is basically no gameplay or skill required for this game. It is just super fun, simple Star Wars combat, and I am here for it. The kill time is fast, but not instantaneous, and the gameplay noises and sound effects and music of the entire game is great, and I just love the way Star Wars is translated into the gameplay here. And speaking of great translations from movie to game, let's talk about these maps. These maps are great. Well, like 90% of them, there's a few stinkers in here. Like, I do not want to play on Felucia, but you know what? They let you make your own playlist, so when you're playing instant action, you can skip over the ones you don't like. So this isn't a problem in my book. And 90% of these maps are just god tier. They are so good. Mustafar, Death Star, Jabba's Palace, Camino, Tantive 4. These maps are just translated so perfectly from the movies, each having different vehicles and secret Easter eggs for you to find while you explore the map. These maps just look pretty good. For a game that's over 15 years old, this game is just aged extremely well. For a game that came out in 2005, I just think it looks extremely good. Yeah, it doesn't look great blown up on my 4K TV, but like, how would a game that's 15 years old look that good? And I think that's why I really love and appreciate this game. It's not perfect, but it's great for what it is. It isn't perfect with its gameplay. The games aren't always matched fairly, but the game is just so fun. The gameplay of just running around, gunning and shooting people on these amazing maps as Star Wars characters with your friends, and you try to get command points, is just the best thing ever. And playing this game with friends just makes this game so much better. And I don't think this game would be as fondly remembered if it wasn't released during. Split screen now feels like a forgotten concept in gaming. With online multiplayer coming along, it basically cannibalized any market for split screen gaming, but I just love it. And the best mode in this entire game is basically made for split screen. And there's not been a single game mode in any other Star Wars game that has even come close to rivaling it. And that game mode is Galactic Conquest. If you've played Battlefront 2 and you've played Galactic Conquest, you know what I'm talking about. This is the best thing ever. Basically, you'll pick one side of the war. You'll either be the rebels or the Empire, or you'll be the clone troopers or the separatists. And your goal is to win every planet to your side in order to win the entire war. It leaves you building command ships, flying around the entire galaxy in a massive war as you strategically move your ships against the computers as you try to take planets back, win them to your side, move your thing strategically so the computer can't take planets from you. When your two capital ships meet up, you'll have to have a space battle in this ultimate war above the planet as you see who will be able to stay there. It's an absolutely massive game mode that is so awesome, weaving together all these multiplayer matches into one cohesive story that you and your friends get to experience. And there's nothing that has felt like a more pure translation of Star Wars from movie to video game. Other than Lego Star Wars, of course, but that game's a little more goofy. And just nothing beats playing this massive Star Wars campaign with your best buddies. I've played a lot of Galactic Conquest campaigns. I've played more than one. I've probably played at least 5 to 20 different campaigns of Galactic Conquest, and it is easily just my favorite game mode because I just love playing it with people because there isn't a better time than just playing this huge, sprawling Star Wars campaign in Battlefront 2. Battlefront 2 isn't a perfect game, but man, it's just one of the most fun games ever created. Sometimes can be buggy, and sometimes it has outdated maps and graphics. And Battlefront 2 might not look like much, but it's got it where it counts. It's a game that has never left me. I just love playing it. Still to this day, whenever me and the boys are going to play a split screen game, this is going to be one of the 2 games that always comes up with what we're going to play because it's just so fun and awesome and just never gets old. The other one, in case you care, is Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies, which is like maybe the most fun split screen game mode ever created, and I might make a video on it someday, but Battlefront 2 is still amazing. It's a game that I have loved from my childhood, but nostalgia does not blind me. Replaying this game for over 15 years has made it apparent to me that it is a classic. Sure, it might not go down as one of the technically most great games ever created, but flaws and all, this is just an absolutely great game and an absolute blast. I'm gonna give Battlefront 2 an 8 out of 10. I didn't even have time to talk about the campaign, which is also awesome. This game is just so good, and I could talk about it for hours. Man, it feels good just talking about stuff I love. I love talking about Battlefront 2. I love talking about Andor and Daredevil. Man, things are doing good. I wonder what my next video is gonna be on. Let's see. Let's look at the schedule and oh no, stop, please, no,